Hey y'all, I know I was still doing 4 steps to live by, and I was gonna do steps 3 and 4 separately, but I think I should do them together, and here's why. Step 3 is complete, step 4 is rest, right? So the reason why I want to do them together is because so many times we are tempted to rest before we complete a task. And the reason why is because we get distracted, because we be taking on more before we can complete something. So that's why it's important that you rest only after you have completed what you started, right? So God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds. That's Genesis 1 and 25. Every day, God did in the 7 days of creation, every day, God had a starting point. Every day, He had a goal. But it wasn't until the seventh day that He rested, right? Because He had to complete the task. And the task was to create the heavens and the earth and all the animals. So until that task was completed, He did not rest. But the importance of completing what you start is because God brought completion to each day's work. And that's what you have to do when you start a task. Before you take on all this other stuff, carrying all this other baggage, get sidetracked and turned around because things don't look the right way. You get distracted, and then you lose focus on what you were started, what you were supposed to complete. You build to finish, not to just begin. A lot of times we get praises for starting things, right? Like, oh, I'm going to start this new job. Oh, I'm going to start school. But what about praising when you complete it, right? Because a lot of times when we speak it, the endorphins, the dopamine, we get a dopamine hit. So we speak these tasks that we're going to do. And once we speak it, we already get this satisfaction that we, as if we already completed it. So when things get hard, it's easy to bow out because you've already felt satisfied. But the Bible tells you that he who begins a good work, right? Because God said that he who begins a good work will continue it to the day of Christ Jesus, which means the transformation in you, God didn't start it to stop it. He's going to complete it. He's going to see it all the way through if you stay the course. And that's how you have to look at everything you do in your life. You have to stay away from distractions. The devil wants you to be caught up in your feelings so that you can't follow Christ, so that you never reach a stage of completion. We be so quick to jump to rest because we be stressed out, overwhelmed, and overworked. But most of the time, it's because of the decisions you're making. It's because of the distractions that you're inviting in. It's because of the things that you're choosing to focus on besides the goal that you started. And I am very, very bad at that because a lot of times the goal seems hard. So it's always easier to pick up something that seems easier until you realize that what you started was actually what you wanted, and the only reason why you shine away from it is because it got hard, not because you don't want it anymore. If you don't complete, you'll keep holding on to regret, and nothing is worse than regret. Regret builds resentment and hatred. So why people look at other people accomplishing things and they have something negative to say because they didn't have the tenacity to complete what they started. So when they see other people doing it, they have negative things to say because they never got that far. Now, rest is to know when to release and to trust. Resting is when you do less so that God can do more. When you've already completed what God put in front of you, it is time to rest so that you can see what's next, so that you can allow God to put his hand in it and make it grow, so he can show you direction after you have completed a task. And on the seventh day, God ended his work and he rested. That's Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. After the work is done, then you rest. Trust God with what you built. Rest is holy, it's sanctified, it's divine. There's no wasted ink in the Bible. That's what my pastor always say. There's no wasted ink in the Bible. So if it tells you that God rested, that means you are entitled to rest too. Resting is divine. Exhaustion without completion is just a sign of distraction. Remember, if you run into exhaustion before completion, you need to realign. Matthew 7:6 says, "Do not cast your pearls before swine. If you do, the pigs will trample the pearls with their little pig feet and then will turn back and attack you." That's why so many times you get distracted and you go trying to help other people fix their things in their life, and then they don't even take your advice. They don't even stop making the bad decisions. They don't even change. They don't do anything that you telling them to do, but you pouring all of your time and energy into these people, and you neglect them, the task that you started. That's why you got so many open tasks. So complete what you start, then rest, right? So the 4 steps to live by, just to recap, the 4 steps was: 1, say; 2, start; 3, complete; 4, rest. Do not rest until you complete what you start. I love y'all.